What's up, Evil Dead fans? I'm going to show you guys here in just a second my Workshed Evil Dead 2 chainsaw that I built for myself for my own definitive collection. Before I get started with that, I want to give two big thank yous for a lot of help, especially Chris Pollock. Chris Pollock, he gave me a bunch of still pictures and accuracy. When it comes to Evil Dead 2, he did a lot. Oh my gosh, I just found it. He did. I found one of my guards. I was missing a guard. He sent me a bunch of photos, a bunch of stills from Evil Dead 2 to base mine off of, because I know he's building a screen accurate one himself at the same time. I couldn't have done it without him, and I want to thank Chris again for all the help with that. Because if I didn't, I would be building just a generic flat top like you see about anywhere else. Also, Rob from Evil Dead Chainsaws as well. He basically, without saying anything, reminded me, and we talk on Messenger. He's a super nice guy. If you've never talked to him, definitely get a hold of him. Full of knowledge. Find him on Evil Dead Chainsaws and the Book of the Dead on Facebook or on his website. Basically, he reminded me that I needed to make something practical out of something impractical, which is what I did with building my cup out of a coffee can. So a big thank you goes out to him and Chris Pollock again. And guys, my heater actually broke last Friday, so you're gonna hear that a lot because I don't want it to break again. I don't want to turn it off. So I mean, it's cold as balls here. So with that being said, guys, gosh, I had one more thing to tell you. I can't remember. Oh, and also this music that I put to the chainsaw, when I show you the chainsaw, I want to dedicate that out to my good friend Triple X Gothman Triple X. He's a huge wrestling fan and super nice guy. You guys don't know him, find him on the Knights of Samaria. He doesn't go by that. There he goes by Al on the Knights of Samaria. Or check him out on YouTube. He's got some really good stuff. Triple X Gothman Triple X. So guys, let's check out the chainsaw. Alright, the lights are on, so let's go over the details with this. It's going to be a little noisy in here. I have my heater running and it's freaking like 10 below right now. My heater actually shut down on me last Friday, so I finally got it working, so you just got to bear with it. And before I get started, when I talk about the building chainsaw, what I mean is in the workshed when they're building the chainsaw. Now when I say boomstick chainsaw, that is me referencing the workshed chainsaw that they're cutting the boomstick off with. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, first and foremost, you can see this exhaust piece here has 3 holes in it. That is from the boomstick chainsaw. And Chris Pollock, thank you so much. You pointed that out to me. You notice I put some grip back here. I did not put a motor backing on this back side. I do have one on the inside, but on the back side because it's lacking hand room. The toggle switch, that one is from the building chainsaw. I had to cut the innards off, it's floppy, just because of hand room. And I don't plan on wearing this that often, so I just left it floppy. I could have just glued this in place in the on position if I really wanted to. I just didn't do it. You'll notice that this is rounded, which is supposed to be rounded for all Evil Dead 2. The chip right here and these bolts up here, that is the building chainsaw. You can use carriage bolts. I use carriage bolts on all the rest of the chainsaws. Let's go to the bar. This bar is actually off the one that I called my baby. I had it, I didn't want to buy another one. This one is actually more the look of the chainsaw. That is a raised top that they're actually cutting the cellar door apart. But I had it, I said screw it, I'm going to use it. The bolts up here are longer, you can shorten them down. I wanted them longer, like I said, I wanted it ugly. Notice the top is set in, further in. It is an ugly look, but that is the building chainsaw look. You will see the tape on the front, and there's actually tape on the bottom here. That is from the Boomstick chainsaw. If you notice that scene before the pyro hits when Ash cuts the boomstick, there will only be a single square of tape up here. When the pyro's done, it's got a crap ton of it on there. So that tells me that was 2 scenes put together. They might have had problems with the pyro, who knows, I don't know. Brody, go lay down, buddy. I have my dogs in here, it's too cold. If you notice here, gosh, get off there. I didn't finish this out to make it look super nice. I wanted to make it look rough. The caps aren't switched. That's the building chainsaw look. If you notice the silver detail here and here, that is from the, I would say unmodified chainsaw, but they actually did cut the handle on that unmodified chainsaw. That's what the look that you see when Annie walks in and sees or meets Bruce for the first time, or Ash for the first time. Sorry. I put grit inside of here. You really can't see it. Talked about the grill before. This handle is from the building look. It has an indent right in here, so I wanted that, so I put it in it. I matched the paint up as much as possible on the building chainsaw and the placement of the cuff. One thing is, on that scene when Annie's screwing this in, you'll see more plastic if you lighten up the scene. But I mean, if I would have left more, I would have 0 hand room in here whatsoever. The bolt is correct here. It has a washer behind it. If you want it correct, you have a washer behind it. The other hidden bolt right here, you can see I cut it down so it's not sticking out. And when it comes to the cuff, I talked about how I made that out of a coffee can already. And the placement, to know my proper placement, I looked at the scene when they're building the chainsaw. I referenced this point and the points out from the body. It looks like it might be just a, I wouldn't even say a 1/16 of an inch in, but it's just a little bit in, which is okay. It's not a problem. It's a 1/16 of an inch. I'm not going to bitch about it. But if you're thinking it's too tall, and one thing I do hate is the gaps. I do hate the gaps. But you got to remember, this was meant for Ash's stump hand. It wasn't meant for him to actually put his hand in. So on placement, you think I'm too wide on 3.5? It's perfect. You got to remember, Bruce Campbell is he's like 6'3", 6'4", 6'2", I don't know. But his hand is obviously going to be bigger than mine. He is taller than me. I'm just a regular sized guy with a regular hand. But with him putting his hand in his little jig for the show, I'm sure it was probably about this wide. And I'm sure he didn't actually, in that scene, jam his hand in. I'm sure they used reversed motion and had him pulling it out. I don't know. I wasn't there. But yeah, there it is. It looks good. I'm very happy with it. One more thing I want to cover is this piece right here at the top handle. Now, on the Boomstick chainsaw, you can move this out further towards the edge. Now, the reason why this one's more in is because the scene when they're building it, it's like right there. And it looks like it's at the end, but it's really not. It's actually just a little bit farther back. Not much, not quite as much as an Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw, which that bolt should be back here, but it's a little farther back than from the edge. So tell me what you guys think. And you guys, I'm telling you, you gotta see this crap. Look at what I'm dealing with. Look at this crap I'm dealing with. It's snow everywhere, and it's cold as shit. I mean, it's like 0, 0, 0 degrees minus more degrees. And we got more snow. Plan on get 10 more damn inches. And I don't want to hear anybody say, well, you and your kids, you can make tunnels in the backyard. Dude, you got to remember, I got dogs. It's no longer making tunnels in the backyard. It's trying not to roll your ankle over a frozen dog turd. So, yeah, we don't play in the snow. No, we don't do that up here in the north. Some people do, but they can have fun with that. I'd rather be in the heat. So until next time, guys, you guys stay groovy and tell me what you guys think about the chainsaw and which next one from the trilogy that I haven't covered yet. Which one should I do next? Should it be the raised top from Evil Dead 2 or should it be the Army of Darkness chainsaw? Let me know in the comments.